First question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, Ndamukong, I know you guys are going to work with the Titans, a couple of days here. I'm sure you've done that before. Just do you enjoy that sort of controlled work against another team?
I think it's a give and take relationship. I think at the end of the day, it's an opportunity to go against another team, get some good work in, but at the same time, it is a grueling grind. But we're prepared for it, and I think it's at the right time at camp. So I think coaches in our medical staff and sports performance staff did a good job with regard to placing it. I'm excited to see a former coach of mine and Terrell Williams, and then obviously go against the Titans and see what their offense is working with this year.
And, you've been such a great player, practically a Hall of Famer if you didn't play now. I know you want to win another Super Bowl. That's why a lot of guys are here. But you've kind of been year to year. So is that it? Is that what motivates you? What's your drive now to continue in this game?
Well, I got twin boys, so I got to get the other one a ring. They're sharing one right now. So ultimately, it's to come and win. I play the game to win and dominate and continue to play at a high level. And as long as I can continue to feel like I can do that, and I'm really afforded the opportunity, which is a great situation from Mr. Light and the Glazier family, and then obviously Coach Arian. So I'm excited to be back and ready to go after an opportunity to go earn another ring.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Ndamukong, we've kind of seen you on social media in this last offseason here, kind of with a little bit more personality. We see you talking money, talking finance with people. I know that's in your wheelhouse. Just want to ask you about that. And we see guys go from the NFL to ESPN. Was going to ask you to go straight to CNBC on us.
I don't know. I think I'd love an opportunity. Nothing's been afforded to me right now, and really just focused on football. At the same time, I do enjoy and have had a lot of fun with Twitter over the last couple months. Early on in my career, I was big on it, and so decided to get back onto it and really just kind of share the knowledge that I've learned from my mentors and the people that I've been around in the business world. And so it's just something exciting, and it's a great platform to network and meet a lot of different people, which I'm excited about, and really welcome the opportunities to do that.
Thanks, Ndamukong.
Uh-huh.
Next, we'll go to Steve Isbitz.
Ndamukong, with the Rams, you didn't play in preseason, and they were a team that didn't play its starters and made the Super Bowl. And then you made a Super Bowl with the Bucs with no preseason for the whole league, and now you're playing in preseason. Do you have a thought in general about starters in preseason and maybe a preferred way to do it, or what your experience has been?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of experiences throughout my career. One being a young guy, being a first round pick and having to prove myself and go out there the first 2-3 quarters. And then obviously on the middle and older age of my career, being able to kind of sit out and only have to go in for a couple plays. And as you mentioned in LA, my time there, and even last year, we had no preseason games, or really no focus on doing that. And a lot of that was done while we had practices and joint practices and things of that nature. So at this particular age and experience, I obviously lean towards the ability of not having to play in preseason games, but ultimately I'm focused on what's at place on my plate and execute from that standpoint and then go from there.
Next, we'll go to Tom Krasnicki.
Hey, Ndamukong, I want to ask you about Joe Tryon, who made his presence felt in the first preseason game from over the weekend. Just talk to us about what you're seeing out of him and what kind of player you think he could become eventually.
Yeah, I think Joe's a great kid, very, very smart, has picked up our defense pretty well so far. Obviously, a lot being thrown at him, being in so many different positions and really just having an ability to be out there and really add another element. So I know he had a great hit on a quarterback the other day, and that's something you praise him for, but at the same time you tell him to be careful, and he'll learn to push quarterbacks rather than going across the bow on them. So I've got a lot of experience in that, so I'll share that with him and continue to do that. But he's a tremendous talent. I'm excited for him to be a part of this team and make this team and really just get into the season and see how well he can perform and play at a high level.
Well, how difficult is it to do that when you're in the heat of the action and you're just seeing the quarterback, you're trying to get the quarterback down without trying to make helmet-to-helmet contact? That must be incredibly incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, and it's something that comes with time and experience. So I think with him being such a smart kid and really asking questions and being really focused on and being intentional, he'll be perfectly fine in this league when it comes to getting after quarterbacks. And I think he'll change and adjust and adapt. And really kind of the big thing, especially coming off the edge like that, he's going to learn to get after that football rather than even just touching that quarterback. He's going to knock that football out, pick it up and go take it 80, 90 yards or 10 yards, wherever we're out on the field.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Next, we'll go to Joey Knight.
Ndamukong, Coach Arians talked about how you just manage your body so well, kind of almost the way Tom does. Is there anything specifically you're doing at this season of your life that maybe in terms of taking care of your body that maybe you didn't do in the past?
Yeah, there's a ton of things that I've done from a modality standpoint based on where I was in the beginning of my career to where I'm at now. And I think that's really afforded me to get to where I'm at right now, being in my 12th season and feeling great and having the opportunity to play 50, 60 snaps if they want me to, or 30, 45 snaps, whatever it may be. And really what it comes down to is having an amazing team that I have around me. My performance director that I work with each and every single day. I got physical therapists, naturopaths, all the things top to bottom that an athlete should have. So from my perspective, I mean, I can go as long as I want to. I think one of the best things that a guy said is, I think it was Tony Gonzalez back in the day, said, mentally, I'll probably get tired of this game before I do physically. And that's where I kind of look at this game.
Next, we'll go to Kevin O'Donnell.
Hey, Ndamukong, you've gotten to know Nacho over the last couple of years. What really stands out to you about just the way he plays on the field and just his overall personality?
Man, Nacho's a ball of energy, to say the least. I think that's making it an understatement. But overall, good human being, very energetic, and really brings a really hard tone of football excellence and blue collar football to the game. And something that I've enjoyed being around him for the last 3 years, and somebody that I've exchanged, and he just had a newborn baby. So we connected on that on the off season, things of that nature. And overall, our defensive line group is super close, and Nacho's one of those guys that I'm close to and continue to see friendships outside of football.
You're kind of the quiet guy out there on the field, taking everything serious. He's kind of polar opposite. Does he just kind of crack you up at times with some of the stuff he says?
Yeah, Nacho's one of those guys you got to tell sometimes to just shut up on the sideline. We're trying to focus on some different things, but it's all good-hearted at the end of the day. He's high energy. He wants to be a guy that's not only talking the talk and walking the walk, and that's something that you can respect from a guy like that. And everybody's cut from different cloths, but one thing I respect from a guy is that he can talk and he's going to be able to go out there and back it up as well.
Thank you.
No problem.
Last question will come from JC Allen.
I just want to ask you about Khalil Davis and his game. He was out there for a lot of snaps, got some special team snaps. Just what you've seen, the growth of him actually getting to see him in a preseason game, what that's been like and what you've observed.
Yeah, Khalil's, I believe, came into camp very, very focused, watching him from day one to where he is right now. And then obviously going through the preseason game this past Saturday, he's turned it up a notch. And I think that's what the coaches expected from him, as well as he expected from himself. He sees there's an opportunity for him to grasp, and it's really an opportunity for him to solidify, an opportunity to stay on this team, play at a high level, come in certain particular situations and add value, as he did in certain cases last year when we were going throughout the winning season, and go on from there. So I think from my perspective, Khalil is continuing to find his stride and make a noise for himself. And I think that's going to be the most important thing he needs to continue to do over the next 2 preseason games and the next 2 or 3 weeks that we have of camp.
All right, that's all we have time for. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys.